Good morning everyone. Welcome back to the class. In the previous class we have learned about rest and motion. So once more I am going to revise that, and after that we will learn the new topic, that is rest and motion are relative terms. So in the first class we have learned about motion. So what is motion? An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to time as well as with respect to the stationary object. And the example is that a bird flying in the sky is an example of motion because its position changes with respect to time as well as respect to the stationary object. And the second topic we have learned about rest. A body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to time as well as with respect to the stationary object. The best example is a duster lying on the table is an example of rest because it does not change its position with respect to time as well as with respect to the stationary object. Now the third topic is rest and motion are relative terms. So how we can prove that rest and motion are relative terms? See, an object which is at rest with respect to one thing can be in motion with respect to other thing. So how can we prove that? Suppose you are traveling in a car. So when you look outside, you will observe that your position it changes with respect to the surrounding, with respect to the person outside the car as well as trees, pole. That means your position changes continuously with respect to these objects. And at the same time, if you compare your position with respect to the passenger sitting inside the car, you will notice that your position is at rest. Or if you compare your position with respect to the seat beside you, then you will feel that your position is not changing with respect to the other passenger sitting in the car as well as the seat beside you. Then you will observe that both things can happen at the same time, rest as well as motion. So when you compare your position with respect to the outside surrounding, that means if you compare your position with respect to the trees, poles, people outside the car, then you will observe that your position continuously changes. Why? Because you are in motion with respect to these objects. But again, if you compare your position with respect to the other passenger sitting inside the car, same car, you will notice that your position is not changing. And if you compare your position with the seat beside you, again you will observe that your position is not changing. This means that the same thing can be at rest also and can be at motion also. So both possibilities are there. Motion can also be there with respect to one thing and rest can also be there with respect to another thing. So rest and motion are relative terms. These are the examples by which we can say that rest and motion are relative terms. Now see, an object which is at rest with respect to one thing can be in motion with respect to another thing. So just now I have taken the example of what? A person sitting inside the car can have two type of motion, can have two things, that is rest as well as motion. So we can say that rest and motion are relative terms. So hope you all have understood why rest and motion are called relative terms. Thank you.